On this episode, we continue our Fab 5 series, moving on to Deluxe Resorts. Today's April 19th, 2022. This is episode 453 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I'm your host, Jeremy Stein, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And then if you hit that subscribe button, you'll get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. And coming this week, beginning Friday, is finally our Main Street 16 Challenge. We have a scavenger hunt on Friday. We have a ride challenge on Saturday. And now, if you go to mainstreet16.com, we do have an incredible online auction with some really cool things that you can bid on.
Yes.
So make sure you check that out. And none of this would be possible with not only, without Give Kids the World, who this is all benefiting, but also for our premier sponsors, Vacation Grocery Delivery, Mouse Dining, and touring plans. Again, head to mainstreet16.com to learn more, donate, bid, all that good stuff.
We may unfortunately have to use one of our friends at Kingdom Strollers this weekend. Not for a stroller.
For what, Rhonda?
Possibly an ECV for me.
What's up? What's up with you?
Well, we have our friends over and Jeremy moved the gymnastics bar out into the driveway. We were all hanging out and I decided to kick it. And I think I broke my pinky toe.
Yeah.
So it does hurt to walk. I limp.
We're recording Sunday. We're hoping by Friday, Saturday, you'll be a little better. We shall see.
We shall see.
But yeah, if we do, we'll certainly get an ECV through Kingdom Strollers, our good friends over there. But finally, if you are getting ready to plan that next Disney or Universal vacation, maybe you're looking to go on a cruise or pretty much travel anywhere else in the world, head to mainstmagictravel.com and fill out a form for a free quote. Our travel services are completely free to you. So a couple episodes ago, we did our Fab 5 series, and we moved on to value and moderate resorts.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're going to cover deluxe resorts. What are the rules, Rhonda?
Well, you pick things like a quick service, a table service, a room, a lobby, and a pool. But I threw this in on the first one.
It's a good rule.
You cannot pick the same resort twice.
Yeah.
Now, this one is going to be a lot simpler. It was very quick and easy for me. Didn't really have to think too much, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, the thing with the value moderates, for the most part, you weren't really going for values. You know what I mean? So you really had four moderates, it felt like, for the most part, for you to pick from. Here, we have a lot more places. We got deluxe resorts. There's a lot of options.
Yes, there is.
I found this one pretty easy as
I
well. Let's dive right in, Rhonda.
Okay.
I'm interested to see out of these five, how many do you think we match up with? I'm going to guess we match up on three, just off the top of my head.
Okay, 4.
Okay.
I'll say 4.
4 out of 5. All right. Well, let's start with quick service. What is your quick service go-to for deluxe resorts in your Fab 5 series pick?
I am going with the Polynesian Resort.
All right. So we've already lined up with the first one.
And it's Captain Cook's.
Yes, agree completely. Yay. That is my pick as well. Why did you pick Captain Cook's?
Well, for one, because you can get kind of a few things off the Ohana menu from Captain Cook's.
Yeah.
And they just have really good food there.
Yeah.
We've eaten there quite a few times. They have good breakfast. It's fantastic.
Look, I love Kona Cafe. I love Ohana. And nothing will ever beat the experiences of going there for a
100%.
sit down. But when you look sometimes at convenience, availability, when you look at price, you can't beat Captain Cook's to get these flavors from both Kona and Ohana. You can get the noodles. You can get Tonga toast in the morning. And tell me a better atmosphere than getting that to go and sitting outside and eating right there at frickin' Poly. I think that plays into it so very much. And so we are 1 for 1.
Okay.
Table service. Can I guess yours?
Sure.
California Grill?
Yes.
Okay, I did not pick California Grill.
Really?
Yeah, why did you choose California Grill?
Well, and this is at the Contemporary, if nobody knows. For one, because it's the Contemporary is iconic.
Yeah.
It was the first one. I love how it looks, even though it's older. I do love how the monorail goes through it. And California Grill, I mean, there's just nothing like it. You know, you step out of the elevators and you see the wall of wine.
Yeah.
And and then you come around and see this giant picturesque glass windows that then you just, on a beautiful clear day, you see the castle, you see Magic Kingdom, everything. And if you have a brunch there, it's phenomenal. If you have a dinner, you can watch the fireworks, which is very amazing, romantic, all the above. If you have a lunch and you're like, all right, well, you can come back because of your receipt and watch them.
Well, a dinner. It still has
dinner.
to be a dinner because they don't do lunch. But yeah,
Well,
you're correct.
yeah.
Even if you have an earliest dinner that they
Right.
open, I think they open at 4 probably for dinner service. You
Looks
could
like
literally
lunch.
eat at 4.
Just kidding.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it. And then come back. I mean, I think California Grill is a pick that a majority of people would make. Do you know what I picked instead? Which I think just edges it out slightly. Topolino's.
Okay, Riviera.
Yeah.
Yep.
Topolino's. I mean, that's probably my favorite meal that we've ever had at Disney.
The reason it wouldn't edge it out for me is because it is gorgeous upstairs there, but
it's not Magic Kingdom gorgeous, right?
Yeah,
I get that. Just for me, the food, the atmosphere edged it out over California Grill.
That makes sense.
But it was pretty close. I mean, the fact that we've gotten to do breakfast and dinner there, and both were just absolutely phenomenal. I also think it has to do with the fact that our dinner there with Lucy and Caleb is just one of those, again, memories of enjoying it.
Oh.
I love going to dinner, you and I, but when we get to go with friends like that, it's amazing. We got to try more stuff. And then going with Rachel and Tara for breakfast that time.
That was fun.
Was so much fun. And the characters and just
I love their outfits.
Topolino's. It's a reason it's one of the hardest reservations to get, along with California Grill. So I don't think that, I think these two honestly are the top 2 restaurants on property. Like V&A aside, because we've not eaten there yet. Still waiting on the invite from Josh. But you can't beat either of these ones, and I think they're both absolutely wonderful picks. For me, this one was easy because I wasn't worried about, and maybe you feel the same with Contemporary or Riviera probably weren't going to take up any of these other 4 slots, right? For us.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So I think this one was super easy because of that. Room, for me, was probably the hardest selection.
Okay.
And I went one way,
Not
and then I was
me.
like, no, wait, I easily got it. Where are you going for room?
I am actually going to Animal Kingdom and the Savannah View.
Yep.
I think that one for me, because I'll never forget, unfortunately, we were staying at Animal Kingdom. We were in the Savannah View. And I say unfortunately because I got like a sinus sickness. And I ended up staying in the room a lot.
Yeah.
And I remember, I think one of the kids stayed with me. I think it was Lacey.
Yeah, Lacey stayed with you.
You and Kaylin went to a park.
Yep.
And I sat in my bed. She was playing on her phone or whatever on her bed. And we had the back open. And where the room was, where I was sitting, it was perfect to just sit in my bed and I could see all the animals. Yeah. It was absolutely incredible. So that one for me is that's the reason I'm picking that one. And I do like when it's 2 queens, and I really like though the refurb and everything too.
The refurb's incredible.
It is. But I do also love the bunk bed room, which was super fun.
Yeah.
I don't think they have those anymore, correct?
No, they've done away
Which
with the
was
bunk bed
sad.
stuff because of the refurb.
That makes sense.
Yeah. I went, so originally my thought was Old Key West, simply because those are the largest studio rooms.
Okay.
But then I was like, but that's it. I'm really going to go on it just being big? No. Animal Kingdom Lodge, refurb room, even prior to refurb, they're absolutely beautiful. Even if you don't get a Savannah view, I think this is the room to get, especially with 2 queen bed. I mean, I'm talking about just room in general. I think look, there's nothing like.
Okay.
I absolutely loved our theme park view at Poly. This was one too where like Poly could have easily room at Poly.
Oh,
If I wasn't picking Captain Cook's, would be the room.
I agree.
But I felt like Captain Cook's was the more important quick service pick over this getting the room. So where was I going with any of that? I have no idea. But no, I love Animal Kingdom Lodge rooms, even if you're not looking at the view. And I do think that the Savannah view is the best view.
Okay.
Out of anywhere.
I
Even when
think-
you can see fireworks from your balcony, that's amazing. I want that. I love it. But you can still go visit places to see the fireworks or go to the park and see the fireworks. You can't visit an Animal Kingdom Lodge room. I know you can visit Animal Kingdom Lodge and you can walk down and you can overlook the savannah and all. But man, there's nothing like waking up in the morning, having your cup of coffee,
Absolutely.
or going to bed at night and having a cocktail out on your balcony and seeing animals.
Mm-hmm.
And view is such a major part of rooms when it comes to Deluxe. And again, I think Animal Kingdom Lodge just wins out completely. All right. Next, lobby. Do you just want to count down 3, 2, 1 and we both say the same thing?
Sure.
3, 2, 1.
Wilderness Lodge.
All right. So we've now matched up on 3. I said 3.
Yep.
You said 4.
Yeah.
Okay. Why Wilderness Lodge, Rhonda? If nobody's ever listened to us talk about Wilderness Lodge in their entire life.
Well, again, I feel like these are more stories that I don't know if I've said these over the years and I'm sure I have, but kind of just goes along with the reason I'm picking things. But Wilderness Lodge for me, because I'll never forget, we were staying at Fort Wilderness, the campgrounds, and we were in our tent or a pop-up. I don't even remember. But
I don't even know where you're going with this
I'll
story.
never forget.
I'm excited to hear this story. Which one are you going to?
I'm sure you've heard it. I know you know it. Because you were with me. I'll never forget. We were getting a bus back to Fort Wilderness, and it was Fort Wilderness and Wilderness Lodge.
Yeah.
And we were pulling up to Wilderness Lodge first. And when we were pulling up, I was like, my eyes, just even pulling into it is just incredible. And my eyes got all lit up and I looked at Jeremy and I was like, I think rich people stay here. And I go, I want to stay here one day. And I'll never forget one of the times we did, and I don't know if we visited first before we actually stayed, but walking in and looking to, what is that, 3, 4 stories? Just looking up and being like, oh my goodness. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. The giant stone wall, fireplace, the rockers, the bubbling
the
geyser. And then there's just so many stories too. And I've been to Colorado.
Of course you have. Why wouldn't you have been?
And it's just so, to me, just everything about it was fantastic.
I'm like tearing up.
Oh, why? That story
because that was truly, I feel like a start of our journey to Disney. And I remember it very, very well. We had done Fort Wilderness. This was before we were pass holders. We had done Value Resorts. We had, taken the kids when they each were 18 months to start. And, in that moment, we didn't know what was coming. In a sense of that we were going to start a podcast, that we were going to, be part of this community. We just were pulling through. And I remember you saying that. We were like, is this where the fancy people stay? Like we hadn't ever seen that. Greatest, grandest entrance there is.
Yeah.
And I know we're just talking lobby,
so.
but I'm talking about even pulling onto the property. There's nothing like it.
Yep.
And to know that we would stay there.
Yeah.
In that moment, we didn't know.
Oh, we had no idea.
Nothing. And just, the I don't know why this really got to me for some weird reason.
I made Jeremy
I'm just
cry.
very, very, I'm thankful that we can, you can share that story. And then later, for your birthday and Lacey's birthday, we would stay there.
Oh, and
we would get this incredible view of Magic Kingdom and watch the fireworks from our top, I think we were fifth floor. There's 6, I think, or something. No, we were on top floor, weren't we?
I think so.
We were on the very top floor.
Yep.
And they had just built the cabin. So they'd cleared out all these trees. So you had a beautiful view of Magic Kingdom. And we watched the fireworks each night. And I remember bringing up on YouTube was it Happily Ever After or Wishes at that point? I'm trying to remember what year this was. So we brought it up on YouTube to try and sync it with when they started one night. And just, yeah, I mean, the fact that we're able to pick our 5 favorite things out of Deluxe resorts, and we've had the opportunity to stay at each of these resorts in like, I don't know. That got me. That was a good story. I was thinking you were going a different way. I'll never forget, us showing up, waiting on our room, and a monsoon came through. And we sat in that lobby.
That was cool.
With a glass of wine.
That was super cool.
Right next to the geyser.
Mm-hmm.
And watched this beautiful storm and these, floor to ceiling giant windows. And it was just, that lobby just gets me every time.
Well, especially at Christmas, too.
I know. And there's nothing like it at Christmas.
Yep.
Whew. All right. Let's move on to our 4th shared pick, because we will be 4 out of 5 with the pool, because we all know where everybody's going with this.
Yep.
Where are you picking?
We are going to Beach and Yacht Club, and we are picking Stormalong Bay.
Yeah.
Because again, how could you not? I really was thinking about it, and I was like, I really love Polly's pool, and I like Wilderness's pool, but I'm like, nope. Stormalong Bay, the sandy bottom, which is so cool. And that's something else I'll never forget, like seeing that. It is Magic Band, not only Magic Band, but they check and then they give you a wristband.
Yeah.
And with all that being said, I remember walking past it quite a few times going, oh, I want to stay there. I want to go on that side. I want to go to that pool. And, it was amazing when we did. And I didn't realize the whole entire pool was sandy bottom. I do love the kid area where the sand is. And, the kids were young and played and had so much fun. And we all just had a blast. And then they have that little lazy river that has tubes and you can,
the cabanas that we've rented with Kat and Michael and all, just, I don't know why this episode's getting me. I've been weird today, everyone, just so you know. And I don't know why I've just been really weird today. But I'm just really, really, really thankful right now.
Aww.
And especially, I think maybe part of this emotion is coming from this weekend that's coming up, and getting a chance to benefit Give Kids the World.
Mm-hmm.
This I was texting Scott Atwood, from the Main Street Mouse, him and Michelle, who we've been so thankful to get to know over the past probably 6 to 7 months, or actually a little bit more, maybe the past year. And I was texting him the other day because our online auction went up, and they're definitely one of the reasons that Give Kids the World, was on our radar when we thought we want to do something to benefit somewhere. And I just told him, I said, man, this is amazing. Like, we feel so good, and we're so thankful that we have a platform and we have the ability to help or benefit in any way whatsoever.
Absolutely.
I've just, this past week specifically, I've just felt so grateful and thankful that we can do this. And that this weekend that people are excited about it. And Omar over at Give Kids the World, if you go to this online auction, this is Omar, guys. These items that in everything he's done. I know this is going in a completely different way, and I apologize. I never would have thought so many years ago, when we were going to Disney, when we were pulling up on a bus, before we went to our little hobo camper, that we would see Wilderness Lodge and one day stay there.
Yeah.
Or that we would walk by Stormalong Bay and one day get to experience it. I don't know. It's awesome. And I'm thankful. And I'm so excited for this weekend.
Good.
It's going to be amazing. This was a weird episode all of a sudden. I apologize. I took this in a really, really weird direction. I didn't mean to. But I've been strange today, I think. And our friends are, hanging out. They don't leave till tomorrow morning, and we're just so thankful to have them here. And one of my best friends growing up, I've known forever, and his wife, who's like a sister to me, and the fact that they were able to come down, and we only see him once a year. All right, I need to do something. We're gonna go play games, I think, right? We're gonna play Code Names. Yeah. Anybody who's not checked out Code Names, go to Amazon, look up Code Names. They have a Marvel edition, and it's like old school comic.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But still, and then they've got a Disney edition. And what's so cool about this game is that you don't have to be hardcore into those, because of the way that you do your hints and your clues. you don't technically have to know what's on the card. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you
Thank
could say yellow,
Right.
and somebody's wearing a yellow shirt,
Yeah.
even though you could be like, I have no idea who the frick that person is.
Right.
And it works out.
Right.
So that part's really cool.
Yes.
Again, guys, mainstreet16.com. Go out if you have an opportunity. I know not everyone can participate. We are doing it again next year, and we'll announce those dates very soon, so you can really plan ahead. We put this one together kind of last minute in a sense, but anything helps as far as donations. The auction is amazing. You can have a 10-minute Zoom call with Jody Benson, Ariel, or Paige O'Hara, Belle, or Linda Larkin, Jasmine. All of those are out there. There's some signed items by Tony Baxter. There's some signed items. There's a signed ornament by Jody Benson. I think you're looking at bidding on. There is a signed Flight of Passage by David Danapor that I am going to bid on, and I am going to win, and I'm going to hopefully fly. But seriously, please check it out. Really appreciate all that. And then follow along on social, Maine ST Magic all weekend, and wonderlandcrew.com. We'll be live streaming the entire 16-ride challenge day on Saturday. Go ahead and hit subscribe. Get those brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. Again, apologize for my weirdness today. Go ahead as well, if you're out there, please leave us a rating and review.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.